up late last night doing some painting, and first thing I did was to paint the nozzle, tail cone, whatever they want to call it. All I did was just simply use some of this Tester's paint. Very simple. I actually used the stick of one of those cosmetic applicators, just kind of dabbed it on, smoothed it around. Turned out really nice, really nice. So it's really easy to paint it while it's not on the rocket, and then just basically we're going to put a ring of E6000 glue and stick it on. So I need to paint the rocket as well. So this nozzle looks really nice. So yeah, I'm glad that we did that. I had also showed previously the nose was gray, and I painted that black gloss. This actually looks really nice. It turns out Apogee has a rocket kit, a black brand too, a little bit more sophisticated than the Estes one, and they paint the whole thing black. I noticed that the Estes one, the nose cone is gray, and they paint the body red. So whatever you want, what that you like, you know, obviously, but I like the, I'm going to go with an all black look on this. So again, the nose you can see, nice, smooth, and again, I attribute this to that automotive primer. It dries in literally about 20 minutes. It dries actually about maybe 30 seconds, but it takes about 20 minutes for it to get nice and hard. And again, if you want to, you can sand it. I didn't need to. I sanded the nose cone first, so nice and smooth. And this looks really nice. So all I got to do is unwrap this. Notice I use PVC, and I have a block of wood with a PVC cap in it, and I can just stick it in there and let it dry. So it's really nice. I just take it outside, spray it, bring it inside, stick it in there, and I'm done. So this is ready now for use. Also late last night I spray painted the body. Well, actually I primed it. So this is the priming material, priming spray that I talked about. And this is gray, and the reason is I'm going to paint this black sparkle, which is this stuff. Again, I saw this at Hobby Lobby and go, well, I got to try that. It just looks interesting. I did see a Dave Thomas video where he apparently painted it with this. He didn't tell what it was, but I looked at it. This looks really close. What's really nice, so if you take a look at like the fins, look how smooth they are. And this is a sealer spray, so as you spray it on, it'll actually soak into the grooves and the little dents and stuff. That spiral on the body, you can see that's gone. So a lot of videos teach you to fill the spiral with sanding filler and then sand it down. It's like, no, that's just too much. But all you have to do is just use a sealing primer, and the primer just basically soaked right in. And I don't know how it does it, but it dries smooth. There were a couple of runs on this, and I go, oh gosh, I oversprayed it. Again, it was dark. It was 20 degrees, so I didn't really spend a lot of time outside looking at the body. There were a couple of runs on it. I just put it into the into my little rack, and I stuck it into one of the caps, boom, like this, so I can let it dry. This morning, perfectly smooth. You see there's no spirals. You see the wood grain is almost completely gone. When we put the paint on there, it's going to be really nice and smooth. So again, that automotive filler is really an incredible filler primer. And if there were bumps, I could sand it. So this is really hard. I like that because it's hard, and it helps strengthen the body tube, strengthen the fins. The fin fillets that I put those over my light bulb heater, and that dried in 2 hours. So 2 hours with fillets were completely dry. So that's what this is. Okay, so next step is I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to paint it. And I know they recommend at least 3 to 4 light coats of this particular material. So it's going to take me some time to do that. Once this is dry, and glue the nozzle in the end, that's going to look really nice. That will complete the rocket body. And then you need to get all your materials in and to complete the body like I have. And when you do that, it'll probably be by next weekend. Next weekend, I'm taking that entire weekend, that week off, so we can work on the recovery system. So go ahead and finish up your rocket. The hard part was getting the actual Kevlar cord attached. Oh, one more little trick I do. Again, this is just some standard PVC. You've seen my launch pad. It's made out of this. Glue it together. But this actually is a holder that I made for the rocket. This is just a PVC cap. This is kind of interesting. PVC cap. And I like putting this extension stick on the cap and sticking it into the body end of the rocket. I've seen plenty of videos where they try to stick it into the engine, but that's going to put a lot of twisting on that, and that twisting could damage or loosen the engine, so I don't like doing that. This works really, really nice. And actually, if you notice, I stuck an engine in there, and I wrapped some tape around it to keep the spray from getting onto this area, because we're going to put the nose cone on that. That has to slide very, very smoothly. So I covered this whole part before I sprayed it. But if you look at this little gadget, this is just a paper towel wrapped on here to help friction fit it. And this is interesting. You can see I've used it for spraying different things. So this is actually a wooden dowel, and here's a trick to get these. Go to the hardware store, get one of those foam paintbrushes, those one-time use foam paintbrushes, and pull the handle out. You now have an instant wooden dowel with a hole in it, and then just screw it onto the cap. As simple as that. And then basically you can adjust the size by just wrapping it with a paper towel. This is the BT50. I do it for the big Berthas. I do it for many other things. And again, if you wrap this up again, you put it in here. It holds a lot better. The cap keeps the spray from getting in. It's a very, very nice solution. And hold the cap on here. Put the cap on here, and just take this and stick it into this base that I have. The base is nothing more than a block of wood with a bunch of these caps pointing upward. You stick it in there. Okay, let it sit there for a couple of hours, and it'll dry. So very, very easy way to paint. Makes painting much easier. So have some fun. And I'm going to now go out and start spray painting this a couple of times. And this will be interesting to see how this particular paint looks. It should be really, really cool.